Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I wanted to bring you guys a lazy girl beat, and I was thinking the other day, like, I want to film like a video of a look that's actually wearable. And this was actually the same look that I wore in the wig tutorial. That's actually like my go-to makeup for all time. Like, if it were up to me, I would do my face like this every time I had to do anything. Obviously anything that's a little bit more on the extra side. I feel that anyone can really recreate this look because it doesn't really require a lot of skill. All it takes is like, pretty general blending. You don't even have to do eyeliner, so I'm saving you that. You don't have to do eyeshadow. All you have to do is just really use a beauty blender to blend out like your contour, your concealer. Know a few tips on where to strategically place those products, and I feel that the result, it's like so pretty, so fresh. You can wear this to go out, to hang out with friends. You can dress it up, dress it down. This look, I can wear it with absolutely any type of outfit, and it just looks good no matter what. Also, if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, because like, why are you even here? I'm just saying, like, it's almost like when you follow people but you don't really like their picture. Like, why watch a video if you're not gonna subscribe? I'm just saying, please, you guys, like, I'm a fairly new channel. Your girl's trying to grow. Like, I'm trying to be out here, be noticed. I'm trying to be extra booked and busy. So help a sister out by liking this video and giving it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to follow me on all of my social media, which is, to be honest, just Instagram. It's all Bellamayven. So without further ado, let's just get into this video. So I'm starting off with my moisturizer. I usually grab a little bit with my nail. And I apply it all over my face. Now I'm just going to be applying a little bit of this lip balm. And I love this stuff. It's like an oil, but in lip balm form. It's so hydrating. Oh my God. And it just feels so good. I'm grabbing a little bit of the Ulla Henriksen Banana Eye Bright Cream and applying that under my eyes. So I've been using this product a lot. It's from Ulta. It's kind of like a mattifying balm, but it has like a really cool texture. So I apply that on my T-zone for any areas where I have larger pores. And I'll just like really push that in. So not only will it mattify oil, but I also feel like it fills in pores. I really like how it feels. And sometimes I'll take a little bit even like around my smile lines. So I'm not a foundation brush person, but lately I've been using this brush, and this one's from It Cosmetics. It's called the Must Have Multi Powder Brush. I feel like it's been applying my foundation so beautifully. And this was actually given to me as a gift. One of like my old coworkers, she's older and she doesn't really wear like any makeup. She asked for my address the other day and she was like, oh, she wanted to send me something, but I don't know, like I had no clue what it was. I was just like, oh, that's so sweet of you. And she sent me a whole bunch of brushes from It Cosmetics, and this one was on there. And I was like, you know what? Like, their brushes, when I go to Ulta, that I feel them, they feel very, very soft. So I was like, let me try this. And I feel like I barely use any product in comparison to using my beauty sponge. And not only that, it just applies the foundation so nice, and it literally leaves no streaks. I mean, you can see how this is applying, how nice it's going on the skin. But yeah, this brush has been like my new favorite thing for foundation, and like I highly, highly recommend it. So now I'm going in with concealer, and I'm using the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. And I'm just gonna apply that under my eyes, but I'm not bringing it all the way out because I feel that too much brightness under your eyes, especially when you blend it far, it can make your face look wide. So I like to bring the concealer a bit closer to the sides of my nose, and that kind of helps my nose almost contour itself, but just like a little bit. So I'm gonna let that dry for like a little second, just so that the color payoff is a bit more intense, and that way it blends better. So I'm just gonna like comb my eyebrows and just like, I don't know, do whatever it is that I need to do. Take a water break. So my beauty blend is a little dry, so what I'm gonna do is just give it a little spritz with my setting spray. So not only will it wet the brush, but it's also gonna like help my concealer stay on a little bit better. And now I'm just gonna start blending. So this is a key, I feel, with your blending. Keep it nice and tight. Sometimes we tend to blend and really spread the product too much. And what that does is that it minimizes the color payoff. And then you end up enhancing other areas of your face that were not meant to be brought forward, if that makes sense. So I like to just brighten like this little area right here. So I'm not gonna blend it too out or bring it too down. And the same with this eye. So just keep your blend really nice and strategic as to exactly where it is that you want it. And that's what I feel that gives you a really nice contrast between the highlight and the contour. So yeah, February has been lit. A lot has gone on. Like, what is happening in the world?
Oh my God!
Whoa. I mean, yo, we losing our minds. So now I'm just gonna further brighten under my eyes with a little bit of the KKW in the shade number 11. And just applying it in any area where you may have slight more like hollowness. And I like to keep the brightness under my eyes just precisely like right here. So it's almost like you're highlighting like key points. And I love this KKW concealer. I actually like that it dries really fast. For some people, they may not like that. I actually think it works really well because like I said, when a concealer dries, the pigment ends up showing more. And I don't really use this concealer just like regularly under my eyes. I only use it to really brighten, like when I want to really bring forward a part of my face. And then whatever's left over from the sponge, I'm just gonna like highlight above my lip. So you can see that the highlighted areas, they're very precise, yet the rest of the face is still the color that it was. So now I'm grabbing the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Kunafa and applying that right under my eyes. And I'm really pushing in that powder. And do you see how like that kind of like disappears? It's like, girl, what under eye? And that's what I love about this look, is that it's a minimal look, but if you do it right, it looks so beautiful and it makes your face look so snatched without you having to do like the absolute most. This powder is so bomb. Like, I love this powder. I love the color. I love how like it blurs everything. It kind of like melts into your skin. And I also like how fine it is. So the same with the powder. I'm just keeping it really nice and tight as to where I want it and leaving the rest of the face like unpowdered. I always screw up my nose powder part. Like I can't draw a straight line. And then whatever is too much, just take the other side and kind of like take away. If you highlight your nose too much, you can actually make it look a little bit bigger. And that is not the point. The point is to make it look snatched. Oh, and also what I like about the Huda Beauty powder is that it literally gives no flashback. So I know this looks a little nuts. So now I'm going to be grabbing my Sephora Micro Smooth powder. And this is just like a regular face powder brush. And just powdering the other parts of my face. And I may go over slightly any area where I may have over highlighted. And I really like this powder because it's so smooth. Doesn't make you look cakey. And I feel like powders can tend to do that. Tend to look really heavy, but this powder does not do that. And I feel that it sets your face really well. So to contour, I'm going to be using my MAC powder in NC47. And I'm using this brush, and I really like this brush because the size of it is like so perfect. And it like fits right in like this hollow of the cheek. And I like the bristles, that they're really nice and fluffy. So it doesn't deposit like a crazy amount of color, which is what I like about this look, is that you don't want to look like super harshly contoured. You just like want your contour and like your entire face to just look like very soft. And I feel that this brush allows you to do just that. The only thing that sucks is that I got this brush in a set. And it was given to me also like as a Christmas present. And it was like one of those cheap ones. And I actually neglected this brush for so long when I first got it. And I don't know, on a whim, like I just started using it. And like now I'm like, wow, like why? And if you see like any lines between like your highlight and your contour, just take your brush and kind of like go over it. That way like it all kind of like blends into each other. You see, you can see the light and the dark, and there's no line as to like when it starts and when it stops. So not to really snatch the cheek, I'm grabbing a darker powder and just like right at the base, like right in here, I'll add that darker shade and really blend everything. So now I'm just gonna dust this powder off my nose and get rid of all this. And it gives your nose like a nice little snatch that's still soft. So now I'm just grabbing a little bit of, like a tiny bit of that powder, the Huda Beauty powder, and just like going underneath the cheek to clean it up. And I don't like to take too much because sometimes I feel like when you really brighten this area, it can look like really unflattering in photos. So I just take like a really, really, really tiny amount and just like spread it. And usually I'll go from like my tragus, which is like this part of my ear that people usually get pierced, and just like connect that to like the outer corner of my mouth. And I feel like that angle is like really flattering because it cuts the cheek nicely where you can still see the contour, but it also like defines the jawline. And then whatever's left, like I kind of like just like push it in. That way it looks really nice. It's sharp, but it still looks smooth. And sometimes with the sponge, you can kind of overlap the contour and that'll even make it look a little bit more natural. And if you feel that you have like a little bit too much powder, you can always go in with your brush and kind of dust off any excess. Even though to me, like I think it looks pretty good, like right where it is. So I'm gonna try to do my brows on camera, and this may take a minute. I may actually do one brow on camera and one off. I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil, which is my favorite, and I will fill underneath the brow because I feel that that part of the brow is typically very neglected. It actually makes all the difference as far as like the overall aesthetic of your brow, and I don't know why I'm barely speaking. I usually really need to focus and concentrate when I do my eyebrows. Why am I whispering? And I feel like it's really important to take your time doing your brows with this look because even though you're not using excessive amounts of shadow and like doing or blending, you still want the parts of your makeup that you do decide to focus on to really be nice and clean and defined, because I feel like that's what really makes this look so pretty, is that like your brows are snatched, your skin is snatched, so it's basically like you have a super snatched look just without like shadow. At the end of the day, I feel like that's what it buckles down to. So now, using the Born This Way concealer, I'm just gonna go underneath my brows and carve them out, and I'm just gonna take like a little tiny amount of the concealer, and I start in the middle, and then whatever is left over I'll bring it to the front as well as to the tail of the brow. And any imperfections or any place where I may have messed up, or like if I feel it's too thick or I feel like it doesn't curve enough, I can really go in and finesse it. And then whatever's left over, like I'll kind of blend it downward into the eyelid and use that as my eyeshadow base. And I don't like to go too bright when I do this, just because like I said, this look is like very soft and super pretty. So it's not doing like the absolute most. So it's doing the most, but not the absolute most. There's like levels of mosting. I'm just saying my group chat is lit right now.
Que papá não? Fica no papo dele. Não dá pra papo ver? Não?
That was definitely me when I was little. I did not like to eat at all. You'd have to like basically beat me for me to eat my food, because like I did not like food. And then I moved to DR for a few years and I had no preferential treatment, and the bitch was eating rocks basically. Like I was eating everything and anything as long as it had a little bit of flavor. I was just doing a lot, like a lot in compared to what I was not doing before. I am so hungry. I have not eaten a thing all day today. So now I'm just gonna grab the Charlotte Tilbury #2 powder and this elf brush, which I love. This is the elf highlighting brush. So I like this brush because it's so soft that I feel like it picks up the perfect amount of the product, and it's still flimsy enough that it fits under the eye really well. Like look at the shape, it's like a dome shaped brush, so I use that powder to kind of like blur under my eyes even more, because like we all love a blurred under eye. I mean, this me. You know what song I'm really liking? The Clout song with Cardi B. Like that is my jam. I think she went in that song. I feel like that's my favorite verse that she's like ever done. She ate that. Do anything for clout. Do anything for clout. She's just like so cocky and like talking her shit, and I'm just like all the way here for it because people be trying to comfort her, and Cardi is too blessed to be listening to these dusties trying to bring her down. Like, people need to understand that like homegirl's not going anywhere. Like, she's too charismatic, she is too profitable. So at this point, like, people just need to give it up and let homegirl just like live her life. So now I'm just grabbing this blush. This is from MAC. It's called Love Thing. I got this at Sephora when I was like still undecided whether I wanted to add Hoola bronzer to my kit. Because before, it used to look a little bit too cool for me. And even though I wouldn't use this on myself, like, it was something that I planned on using in my actual kit. But I feel like for me personally now, I think it's like the perfect nose contour shade because it's not too extreme and it's not warm. So it really gives like a nice shadow. And now I'm just grabbing a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury powder and just like applying that, and then like just a little extra on the actual sides just to brighten this area and make it look a little bit more snatched. So now it's time for lashes. I'm gonna be using this lash by my really good friend. Her lash line is coming out really soon, and it's so extra and so luxe, and I love the packaging. I love where it comes in. So while I'm applying the glue on the lash and letting that dry, I'm just gonna kill some time by applying some mascara. And my eyeshadow that I do, it's so quick. I just use the same bronzer that I use to contour and like a really nice fluffy brush, and I'm just taking that and running it through my crease. And for mascara, I'm using the Climax mascara from NARS. So now that the lashes are on, I'm grabbing that same bronzer. I'm just gonna take a little bit in a really small tiny brush, and I'm smoking out my lower lash line. And I'm telling you, this is the perfect glam when you want to look like you actually tried and really slayed your face. In reality, you didn't do that much. Or at least for me, this is not a lot. Because usually when I'm doing like heavy makeup, I'll do cream contour, set everything like super extra, do like 20 shadows, and by the time you're done, you use like 100 products. Why is it that when I'm always doing my makeup, my nose decides to run? I don't get it, and it's been happening super often lately, and I don't like it. Un chorro de moco, dime. So now I'm grabbing a little bit more of the mascara and applying it on the lower lash line. And usually when I apply mascara, like I'll kind of touch my actual lower lash line. So it kind of almost does like a little bit of a liner by itself. So don't be afraid to get like really close and actually bump into your lower lash line when applying mascara. So that's just like a quick little tip. I just discovered this app called DoorDash. It's like Uber Eats, but so much better. It's way cheaper. And I just got a notification that my food is on the way, so I'm lit. So now I'm just gonna be setting my face. Ah! Bitch. And then I take my sponge after and like I press into the skin that way to make sure that everything is like locked and loaded and not moving anywhere. So now I'm just gonna grab this brush from Morphe. This is the M501, and I feel that this is like the perfect highlighting brush. And I'm just gonna be grabbing Fuego highlighter from Dose of Colors Desi X Katie collection and just applying it at like the high point of my cheekbone. And I really like this brush because it lets you be like really nice and precise as to like where it is that you want to apply your highlighter. So for lips, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paints in the shade Unveiled, which is the brown shade. And I've been using that shade as almost like a lip liner. And I feel because it is a liquid formula, when you apply, it goes on so much smoother than when you do with a pencil. And it's also much more pigmented. So this has been like my lip liner now for like a few months. And I really like this particular color. So now that that's lined, I'm gonna be grabbing this lip color from Stila. It's called Nudo. It's been my jam, but I think it's discontinued. There's barely anything left. And these Stila lip colors are so slept on. The formula is very liquidy, I will say, but I personally think it's perfect because it just blends into the liquid lipstick that we just applied as liner really well. And also it has like a little bit of a shimmer to it, which is like so pretty. So I just want to blend this a little bit more because I'm really running out of that other one and it looks a little splotchy right now. So I'm grabbing a little bit of the Dose of Colors My Main liquid lipstick from the Desi Katie collection and just like applying that kind of like in the center. So I'm just going to be a little bit extra and add a little bit of gloss because why not? And this gloss is called Fancy Nancy. I love it. It's like the prettiest rose gold. Oh, my food is here. Yo, but look at these lips. I couldn't wait. I'm so hungry. Dumb good. So I'm gonna wrap this up so I can go finish because wow, that was good. So yeah, that concludes this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, it's like the perfect lazy girl beat. You look super snatched, put together. It's very simple. It's like such a pretty natural like glam, you know? Looks so good. Photographs amazingly. So once again, if you have not subscribed to my channel already, like what are you waiting for? I just gave you like hella tips and tricks. Por favor, suscríbanse, please. Thank you. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bitch, look at this skin. Y'all, my exfoliation game, crazy. Okay, so yeah, that's a wrap.